Hello and welcome back to another video on Respect and to another edition of Raw Out of 10. After weeks of build up, Cody Rhodes and Shinsuke Nakamura stepped into the ring on Monday to see if they could put this feud to bed once and for all. Following their women's tag titles loss, Chelsea Green and Piper Nevins also got a rematch against the new champs Carter and Chance, and we saw Tommaso Ciampa face Finn Balor, but we started things off with CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. Raw opened with McIntyre in the ring, talking about how he came up short last week in his quest to win the title. After a couple of minutes of ranting, CM Punk made his way to the ring. The Scottish Warrior ripped into Punk for various reasons. Tensions rose, but the best in the world said he was going to walk away before it turned into a fight. He made sure to tell McIntyre that he would eliminate him in the men's Royal Rumble match last. This was a good segment, especially because Punk and McIntyre almost have no in-ring history. They never had a singles match, so this combo is instantly intriguing, and Scott had an especially strong performance here. And yeah, just watching Punk kind of go head to head with anyone on the mic is a brilliant experience, and it showed here. Both of these men were great. I love the lying on the ropes things, Andrade teaser, but yeah, on the whole, a great opening segment. We then saw Champa take on Balor with a shot of the tag title on the line. Gargano and Priest accompanied their partners to the ring. The two guys are known for their great athleticism, so this was never going to be anything less than a good performance. They follow a standard formula with the heel having the upper hand for most of the time, so the babyface could get a pop when they began to make a comeback. As they got closer to the finish, they began to trade control more frequently. Gargano and Priest got into a fire ringside, and that caused Champa to leave the ring and help his friend. As Balor was about to suplex the Blackheart into the ring, Gargano pulled his foot and allowed Champa to fall on top of him for the win. So yeah, obviously sets up a tag title shot. Wasn't too much of a surprise this result when you found what was on the line. Makes sense. That's going to be a great match when we get it. But I think this one kind of predictable. A lot of interference as well. I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. It wasn't bad, but maybe could have been better. Before moving on for Kofi Kingston versus Ludwig Kaiser, the New Day and Imperium are no strangers to each other. So Kofi and Kaiser came into the match with some shared history beyond their tag contest last week. Vinci was hurt during the encounter and will be out for a few weeks according to the announcers, so Kaiser wanted to get some retribution for his teammate against the man whose dropkick caused the injury. Kaiser had more height and power, so he was the one controlling it for the first few minutes until Kingston fired back with chops. It felt like Mr. European Excellent was being extra vicious here, especially with his trash talking. The match ended up going to a double count out when Kaiser stopped Kingston from breaking the rest count, so he would continue beating him. As they kept brawling, Kaiser picked up an announcer's chair and threw it onto Kingston's face. He finished off his brutal attack by hitting a running dropkick on a New Day man, which was draped over the steps. Double countouts are never fun, but if they're going to happen for the sake of story, it's the right way to do it. This was one of Kaiser's best performances for a character standpoint, and now he's on his own for, this week. Going to come back this week. I think this attitude really could benefit him. I think benefits in the long run, definitely set up a more long-term storyline as well. So I thought this was an overrounding success. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. It was then time for Carter and Chance versus Green and Niven. Nia Jax came to the ring for a quick interview before that, but it turned into confrontation with Ripley. Surprisingly, it ended well without any fighting. Jax simply said she'd be coming for the Australians title and left, which definitely seems the direction they're going in at the moment. But we then got the tag titles rematch. This was more competitive than their previous bout, and some of that can be attributed to these four athletes developing more chemistry with each other. Green grew frustrated with each failed pinfall attempt. When she and Niven tried to put Carter in a position for a available, Chance pulled her partner out of the ring and tripped Green so she could end up making the impact. This cleared the way for the champions to hit the finisher for the win. The ending was a bit contrived, but most of this match was pretty fun. So yeah, I'll give it a 6 out of 10. I think this story's done now. I'll be interested to see where Chelsea and Piper go from here, but I think Carter and Chance have the potential for a really good reign, so I'm not against it. Before it's time for The Miz versus JD McDonagh, after a really good video package of R-Truth saying how he joined the Judgment Day, these two did battle. The match had lots of crowd participation and comedy spots, which were helped by the presence of Truth and Dom at ringside. What probably could have been a 5-minute bout confined to one segment ended up lasting through a commercial break. It wasn't a standout match obviously, but it was passable filler that helped continue to build a weird storyline between Truth and the Judgment Day. With some help from Truth, Miz was able to hit the skull crushing finale and Jack gets 6 out of 10 from me. This was quite a fun segment. The video package beforehand was fantastic. The match was really fun. Truth just seems to make every work, and including this. So yeah, it was good stuff. 6 out of 10 from me. Before it was time for Ivar versus Otis, but before that, Seth Rollins came to bring a promo about the upcoming Royal Rumble pay-per-view and the road to WrestleMania. Jinder Mahal came out to confront him. Rollins made fun of the Rock promo from last week, and after a little scuffle, it led to Otis and Ivar meeting in the next match. But yeah, setting up that match for next next week. I guess doing solid for Jinder after being humiliated last week. Fair enough. But yeah, kind of enough in promo. Valhalla, Tozawa and Dupree were ringside, but Chad Gable was nowhere to be seen. Ivar took control after a seated senton in the corner, took his rival off his feet. Otis caught Ivar in the middle or open, slammed him in for one of the most impressive spots you'll see of the week. After a short but energetic match, Ivar scored an impressive win. It wasn't as good as Ivar and Bronson Reed, but it had a couple of unforgettable moments. And yeah, you love a bit of Monday Night Meat, as Wade Barrett likes to call it, in the third hour. I thought it worked quite well. 6 out of 10 from me. In our main event, it was Cody Rhodes versus Shinsuke Nakamura, and yeah, after an attack earlier in the night, it was kind of leveled up to a street fight. It was entrance included, about had more than the last half hour of the show. So yeah, they had a lot of time to tell the story, and even if it wasn't the same as Rhodes has been trying to build up for the last 2 years, street fights are all about weapons of violence. They actually feel very different to a normal wrestling match. Change your pace. Then they develop quickly chemistry. The first 15 minutes of this match was a relatively standard street fight, but got into more exciting with kendo sticks, chairs, tables and red mist. After putting Nakamura through a table, Rhodes hit his finisher and the pin for the win, and yeah, it gets 7 out of 10 for me. This was a really fun match, I thought, on the whole. Built out to it, Cody getting a big win. I think Nakamura, shame for him to leave, but I think he's had a beastly run recently, and yeah, like I say, a big win for Cody. I thought this worked well, a fun main event to end the show, and gets 7 out of 10 from me. Overall, Raw this week gets a 6 out of 10 from me. I thought it's a bit of a weird episode of Raw. Maybe it hasn't been a constant highs that we've seen throughout recent weeks, but I thought there were definitely some good stuff. Like the Punk McIntyre promo battle to kick off the show was fantastic. The Cody Nakamura stuff in the main event was really good. The Kaiser stuff I enjoyed, but I think most of the other stuff on Kai kind of felt a bit flat for me. I don't know if that's the same with others or not, but yeah, that's just my opinion. But anyway, guys, that's it really. Thanks very much for watching. Like, share, subscribe, for daily wrestling news, and subscribe to the channel. It's going to be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace.